week at the Comedy Lounge.
Blimey. Everyone, this is the lineup this week. The headline this week was a double headline really, but the main headline, shall we say, is John Lynn. John's an Irish comedian. He's living in Australia now. Very funny guy. Kind of should be sort of very smooth, sort of deep voiced guy. All the women love him. He's a bit of a James Bondish type character. There's Jeremy Dooley. He's an Australian comedian. Been on the scene for some years now. He comes over 2 or 3 times a year, so we always try and get him on whenever he's in town. The other lineup for Frio, we've got Matt Dictinsky is the headliner for the Frio show. We've also always got 3 or 4 fantastic local support acts. You're always going to see around about 4 to 7 acts on any given show. Generally speaking, you'll like all of them, but if you don't like 1 or 2, you'll like the other 4 or 5. But for people that have never been to a comedy show, and there are so many, honestly, you can't believe how many people have never stepped foot in a comedy club, but what do you expect? So what happens is, you go online, you get your tickets, you just have them on your phone, you turn up at the venue, come down this laneway, in through those doors, yeah, have a quick look at that. So turn up at the venue, generally speaking, half hour before the start of the show. You make a queue here, usually a queue. The doors are open, go straight up, but anyway. So you get here, up the stairs, check in with your online tickets. If you've lost your tickets or you haven't got a print out version or whatever, don't worry, we've got your names on the door anyway. Everybody gets seated. So whether you're in a couple or whether there's 3 of you or a group of 12, whatever, we'll find a way of keeping you all together in the same area. 2's a premium, so 2's are the most in-demand table. So if you're a couple, try and get there. If you haven't got a special VIP ticket or a private table, which are available, get there as early as you can, and you do get the best choice of different seats. What we always say to a customer is, where do you like to be? The front, the middle, or the back? The new people that've never been rarely want to be at the front, but regulars sometimes like to be at the front, so they're in the action. The best thing to go is Goldilocks tables are round about the middle of the venue. Everyone gets good viewing of every single of the stage from every single seat in the venue. You have available food, pizzas, cheese boards, chips, those sort of things, snacky food, really nice food. There's not a big choice, but it's all nice what we do. You can take that, and that can be eaten at your table, basically. You get a number, and it comes to your table, or you do the online app, order on the app, the little app thing, and you can get drinks and food brought to your table, or you can just come up to the bar the traditional way and organise it that way. So generally the show's split, it's almost always the shows are split into 2 halves. So the first half you'll have an MC, and then sometimes a headliner closing the first half, sometimes a support act, and 1 or 2, so we say the newer acts normally in the beginning of the night, and then the second half is almost always an MC, maybe a support act and a headliner. That's how it normally works. After the show, we like to get you out pretty quick because every show pretty much sells out. So we like to get you out in a nice way, get out quick, and you go up to many numerous bars and lovely places to eat or have a drink and talk about the show afterwards. It's a real nice vibe. It's in a darkened room, so you're not sitting in a brightly lit environment awkward. You're in a darkened room. It's a bit like in your lounge, like a big lounge watching telly. Imagine that, where instead of a telly, you've got a stage. You don't get, no one gets brought up on stage, well, almost never, unless it's some acts bring someone up, but it's always voluntary. No one's going to be forced on stage and humiliated. No one's going to bother you. Comedians aren't going to pick on you. It's a sort of, I guess it's an old wives' tale really, that you're going to get picked on. You're not going to get picked on, provided you don't talk all the way through the show and spoil it for everyone else, or make loads of comments. If you keep shouting something out to the comedian, they're going to have to talk to you and deal with it. But generally speaking, most people sit quietly, enjoying the show, don't talk, watch the show and enjoy it. Okay, that's how comedy's best enjoyed. You do occasionally, very rarely, an audience member will pipe up, which is heckle, and call something out, which is called heckling. Okay, so the audience member is the heckler, and the comedian is the poor person getting heckled, just so you know what the protocol, what it's called. So every now and again, you will get an audience member call something out. Most times it's not funny, but occasionally, it's very rarely, but sometimes it's a hilarious heckle, and which is always quite difficult when the audience member trumps the comedian on stage. Some hecklers think they're so good that they'll come and see me after the show and ask if there's any chance that they can come on. They love themselves that much. We don't encourage heckling. People have paid their money to watch the comedians and laugh at that, not at hecklers or other people talking in the show. It doesn't happen very often, very, very rarely. Maybe once a year, we'll have to make someone leave, ask them to leave. So it's not very common, but it's not nice when you have to do that. But for the sake of everyone around that's paid all their money to enjoy themselves, they don't want some drunk person being annoying and spoiling the show for everyone else. I don't mean to be too much of a down, I'm just saying, it just happens once in a blue moon. It's very unlikely you'll have that, but just so you know, that's how we deal with it.
Behind the scenes at Comedy Lounge.
We're in cleaning mode, so this is the day. Tuesdays are our main day in the venue for just organising, cleaning and doing things like that, you know, and doing any maintenance. We just had new hand dryers put in the ladies' toilets. I've not cleaned up yet from the electricians, but I'll just show you. They're fancy, aren't they, Jane?
Very loud.
Have you? Right, look at this. Right, there you are. Imagine I've just washed my hands. Look at that. That is loud, but they're good. Blimey, let me blow my hands away. So I'll come in here later and clean all that mess up. But they look really, really modern and powerful. So, oh, they're too loud, are they, love?
Yeah, a bit loud, but that's all.